Okay, so now we're coding. In this episode, we're going to start building the prototype of an AI email agent. So now we've got project structure, usage limits, instructions, and guardrails nailed. We can get started with the episode 2 plan. Navigate to GitHub and save the contents of the episode 2 folder to your local drive. Point both agents at this folder, and don't forget to tell Codex to read the Claude.md file and follow the instructions exactly. So in both terminals, I'll tell the agents which folder they're working in, and just for Codex, I'll remind it about the Claude.md file and instruct it to follow the instructions exactly. Now, I will go back to the model and ask it to consider the plan by pointing it to the markdown prompt that we've just saved, as well as identify any opportunities to improve the plan. So again, in both terminals, we'll tell the agents, evaluate this plan objectively. Do not accept the statements as fact or as the optimal implementation. So whenever I put a plan together, I prefer to start with one coding agent, discuss the plan at length, and then pass the results of that discussion to the other agent for critique. When you pass work back and forth between agents, you run into the classic problem of large language models, confirmation bias. If you ask a model to review code without qualifications, it will oftentimes agree with that code. So for the best results, bias the agent to push back hard, critique aggressively, or at the very least, be objective. After the coding agent has analyzed the plan, I instruct it to frame its comments as non-leading questions for the other agent. Instead of telling the other coding agent exactly what to change, I want to point the agent towards the right area of code and have it discover issues independently. That gets the necessary code into the other agent's context and gives it a better chance of finding and fixing the real issues. You're using one agent to improve the context of the other agent and confirming that both find the same issues. So now, just in the Claude terminal, I will tell the agent, frame your comments as questions that will direct the coding agent that created this plan to consider the key issues necessary to draft an enhanced, improved plan. Do not be too specific or ask leading questions. The agent must arrive at the correct insights independently. So we'll then take those questions and return to Codex. And we'll ask Codex, answer these questions thoughtfully. Defend your positions if necessary. At this point, if you're unsatisfied with the plan, you can ask Codex to discuss the key architectural issues, but we're simply going to tell Codex to implement the plan and commit the new code to GitHub. Once that has finished, we'll take that commit ID, share it with Claude, and ask it to review the commit objectively. Finally, if Claude identifies any critical issues, we would take those issues back to Codex and ask it to consider whether these issues are actually significant. Again, important to always push the agent to be contradictory. Codex has finished, so we're ready to go. I'll copy the location of the Python file it just created into a new terminal, and we're going to start our program. So after running the program, I'm going to paste an email with a scheduling request into the terminal and hit submit. This email, along with the context file created by Anthropic earlier when we first launched the program, is compiled with the prompt in the folder and submitted to Anthropic's API. So given SiteGlass is featured several times in the sample emails, it's no surprise that it was surfaced as the suggested location. Let's try to break the system by asking something impractical: to meet in Seattle at 4 a.m. on a Sunday. While the sample emails did not include directions on business hours, this is one of the many areas where an LLM will shine by pulling model learnings to help answer the question. So that's it for this week's episode. Next week, we're going to take the architectural email concepts from last week and give the agent more information and more power to answer these questions correctly. After that, we're going to talk about how to set up a robust agent infrastructure. Thanks for joining.